History Heroes! Today, we're going on an exciting journey back in time to learn about the women's suffrage movement. Imagine a time when women couldn't vote. It seems strange now, but for a long time, women didn't have a say in choosing their leaders or making laws. This began to change in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, thanks to the brave and determined women who fought for their right to vote. The women's suffrage movement was all about getting women the right to vote. Suffrage is a fancy word for the right to vote, so when we talk about women's suffrage, we're talking about women fighting for the right to vote in elections. One of the key figures in this movement was Susan B. Anthony. She was a fearless leader who believed that women deserved the same rights as men. She worked tirelessly, giving speeches and organizing rallies. Her friend, Cady Stanton, was also a powerful voice in the movement. Together, they formed organizations to fight for women's voting rights. In 1848, Stanton and another leader, Lucretia Mott, organized the first Women's Rights Convention in Seneca Falls, New York. This was a big deal because it was the first time women came together to demand their rights. They wrote the Declaration of Sentiments, which said that men and women should be equal and that women should have the right to vote. The movement faced many challenges. Some people didn't agree with these ideas and thought women should not be involved in politics. The suffragettes, as they were called, faced opposition and were often mocked, arrested, and even attacked. But they didn't give up. They held marches, like the famous 1913 Women's Suffrage Parade in Washington, D.C., where thousands of women marched to demand their rights. One of the most well-known suffragettes was Alice Paul. She led the National Woman's Party and used bold tactics to draw attention to the cause. She organized protests outside the White House and even went on hunger strikes when she was put in jail. Her determination brought a lot of attention to the movement. Finally, in 1920, after many years of struggle, the 19th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution was passed. This amendment gave women the right to vote. It was a huge victory for the suffragettes and for all women in the United States. The fight didn't stop there, though. Women around the world continued to fight for their voting rights, and the movement inspired many other fights for equality. The women's suffrage movement is a powerful example of how determined people can bring about change. These women showed incredible courage and perseverance, and their efforts have shaped the world we live in today. Thanks for joining us on this epic journey. Remember, history is full of heroes and lessons that help us understand our world today. See you next time on History Heroes.